So I just completed my first month as a nurse intern in Nigeria, but nobody warned me about what I was walking into. Everyone talks about the prestige, the experience, but not about what really goes on. Not the long hour shifts or even the days when patients shout at you. I wish someone had sat me down and said, "Here's what to expect, the real version." So that's what I'm going to do for you today. Hello, hello, hello. I've been holding that in since I started this video, and once again, I have what a cold, so please excuse me. So, finishing my first job as I say my first job, my first month as a nurse intern has really been eye opening, based on the fact that I even started in a very I want to use the word gentle word. Like I didn't start from like A and E or med surg or medical ward. I'm currently in the ophthalmology ward, and that is where I started from. I'll be rotating probably next week, but the experience is much or less the same in departments. So that's what I want to talk about right now. Before coming or starting this internship, I don't know, but in my head, all those TikTok videos, all those TikTok videos, and people will be like, "Oh, I don't know, I should put up a club somewhere.
All right, everybody.
Um,
It's a beautiful night to
it's
stay
time to save
alive,
some
so
lives," and then they'll put some
let's have
really
some
nice
fun.
sounds. They'll wear their cute scrubs going to work. I thought it was going to be like that. Oh, my opponent, I see you have been deceived. I was deceived. It was very shocking to say the least when after like the first second day one of my colleagues told me that he gives me a month to in quote switch up on myself, and I switched up, to be very honest. The fantasy of this whole nursing internship, I don't know, but I had very great expectations for my internship, for the pay, for the environment, the workers. Like in my head I just felt it was going to be, I don't want to use the word easy, but easy nevertheless. But the reality of it all was that it was none of that actually. I want to first start with the environment. Like I said, I'm in the ophthalmology ward. Everybody is quite respectful to each other. The nurses, the doctors, the health assistants, at least in my hospital, the health assistants, the cleaners, everybody is cordial with one another, which I really expect. But then there are just some people that they know the job that they came into this place to do, but they don't do their job. And that is where I draw the line. Do you understand? I also had this whole built up thing in my head that everybody will be coming to work early when they're supposed to come early, go when they're supposed to go. No, if you come to work early, fine, great and good though. As an intern, obviously, you are going to probably have to even be there earlier than most people, because what is going to happen is, oh, she intern and you're not coming early. You don't have children. You're not married. Da, 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 you're not coming early. People are going to attack you. Your bosses, everybody basically going to talk to you. So you have to come early. But then, like you'll be side eyeing other people that do not come early or do not hand over early. They're just things that like basically slow down your momentum and slow down the job. That was really how some of those days went for me. Like it didn't really, because when I was coming into work, some people behind me and they'd be like, "Ah, yeah, early, you, eh? No, sir, yeah, early, da, da, da." But in my mind, I'm like, I expect everybody to be early, so why am I not early? And things like that make you now not want to be early, like not want you to show up how you expected to show up. As a show up for yourself, because people are not showing up. The past that no one talks about. To be very honest, just because of that fantasy that I was in, I was very deluded in ways in which um I was going to be addressed most of the time. I want to say that this last week was really tough for me, to be honest. Like I held in tears like 2 3 times last week, just because of how everything in quote switched up on me. Basically, so I want to give like an example. The first 1 week, 2 weeks, like I was still very much adapting. In fact, I just on that 3 days. You go adapt. I was still adapting into the world, being, and my co-workers are actually very good people. That one I cannot lie. There's just some people, like I say. So I was adapting into the world, the environment. But then last week, patients will show themselves. As a student nurse at the time, you don't really experience the I want to use the backlash or the outbursts of patients the way you experience it when you are working as a staff in a particular hospital. So this last week, first of all, let me start with some words, right? I heard patients call me yeah, my younger sister, baby, my wife. mother. They've called me so many things in order to even get my attention. But and it's somehow to me because you address my bosses as nurse this, matron, oga. Why are you calling me baby? Sis. It's different if I'm not wearing uniform and you meet me outside. Not as this is a working environment. Do you understand? Let's keep that aside so do not say I'm doing too much. Another side was this last week, this yesterday actually. Yesterday I basically almost crashed out. Where a patient came, I explained the procedure to the patient and what was going to happen. But I don't know if he was bringing the anger from another place, but I seemed to be the on the receiving end of such anger. So he proceeded to shout at me, yell at me, telling me, "Oh, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that. I'm cutting short his time." Then he proceeds to give me like a referral letter, right? So I read the letter, and then I see where they put like he's a alcoholic, right, and hypertensive patient. Because of it, I still had to mention, "Oh, you are going to check your blood pressure before you can like move on to the next stage, like sit down and wait for the doctor." I kid you not. I take two steps back from this person because he looked like he was about to drag me. After he finished yelling at me in front of everybody, may I say, I just walked away and like went into the office and like had to gather my breath because it would have been a different thing now if I started to shout back or something. And before you know it, they'll say nurses are wicked, nurses are this, nurses and that. And to be honest, I feel like that what basically adds to the backs of that was basically raised this old generation of nurses where they say that they are wicked or whatever. Patients are not always respectful, are not always like you don't consider the fact that when you're talking to a stranger and another human being, right? Especially like and we don't know each other, so you don't have any reason to be coming and hold your emotions and go and pour it somewhere else. Like I think 2 3 weeks ago, I also lost one of my friends, and I was checking go blood pressure at the time, and then I received the message though that like she had passed away. I had to compose myself as I was attending or I was about to attend to somebody and quickly step out of that place. I ran to like the nurses break room or like station, like we have a room for ourselves, and I just knelt down there and cried. And after like 5 minutes, because one of my bosses was there, she was like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, sorry. Who is that? Who is doing it? Who is doing the BPT now?" I cleaned my eyes. I went to go and continue doing my BPT. I went to go and continue checking the blood pressure because who was going to do my job for me? That was where I was stationed to, and that was my job. And there were still people to be attending to. So I could not even grieve properly in that moment, which is also like you are under I want to use the word you're under time, like you are working and like those hours are counting, if that makes sense. So whatever you have going on, just bottle it and keep it aside until you know. It was just weighing on me in different ways. Especially this last week was tough for you guys. I don't even know why I'm making this video today. Why am I laughing like that? I don't even know why I'm making this video today because I've never had time to really process it. I've just been like I told like a couple of people. I told some of my colleagues at work that like wow, I consider ourselves like close-ish. I told my Instagram story because you're gonna hear about it, and that was pretty much it. And I came back and I read the book because I perceive they alive if you go to work another day. You understand? What saved me from all of this and from the fact that like I have not been in quotes crashing out because I actually thought I was going to crash out yesterday was just taking 2 3 minutes for myself to breathe. Whatever situation that you are or whatever situation that you encounter as a staff, you need to try, especially with like a hostile situation, you need to try and walk away from that situation. Walk away, one for yourself so that they will not beat you. And walk away for so that you will not say something that you're not meant to say. Walk away, take deep breaths, count, and vent to another person. I feel those top three things are really what has helped me this past month. And even when there were some periods in time where I had to be the only staff on duty because that's how they operate like at my side because it's like a clinic and a ward, so they put like a staff when clinic is not running, like one staff or two staffs, and then they put small people when the clinic and the ward is running at the same time. So the days when the clinic there was a period like if you want to check that out was like my last video, but I still had to see in quote or take care of some clients, and I had to keep on calling calling my colleagues. I'm like, oh, like, what should I do here? Oh, what can I do here? Da, 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 because I was the only person that was there. And you also, if you don't know something, you need to ask for something. What I'll tell every new intern out today is you have to really be open to the experience. I feel like a lot of people have this whole mind of it's just 1 year, I'll do my thing and I'll get out. Da, 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 da. It feels much longer than that. The fact that like 1 month is already over just shows that like wow, like in my mind I'm like it feels like I've been here for 3 months right now, but it's just 1 month that has gone. So you have to be very, very open to the experience and prepare for anything. I was not prepared for that confrontation that I got from that. And it was not only him, but that's just like the most hostile one I have received. Like I've received like more people like their temper rising or whatever because like maybe they are frustrated, they're not getting attended to on time, they have somewhere to go. That's understandable and that's something I can deal with. But then that other side I was not prepared for that. That it really threw me for a loop. Like it took a while for me to really resume back what I was doing. If in my in fact in my mind I was literally plotting how this man was not going to see the doctor. I had to step away and like let somebody else like attend to him later on when they sent him back to be at to like do all those procedures that he started to jump over. Knowing and I knew fully well, oh, this is not a rant video, this is not a Rams video. And I knew fully well that he was going to come back and do it. So I had to make sure I was not there because I was going to hold it against him. And that's not what you're supposed to do as a nurse. Giving what self-awareness quick. That thing to do is always bring your pen and paper. I know that we always play with we'll type on our phone. Like by the second week I was always carrying this jotter. Yes, I always carry this jotter, even if it's to tear out a sheet of paper because you will write something. You write down medications of like people that are like 30 minutes, 1 hour, people that have to keep on checking their blood, and you will have a lot of patients. It's going to be taking note of that is you, of course. And you have to have a pen and paper to like be able to trace all those things. Another thing too is I know that like a lot of people jumped into this not say for the money. The money is not a lot. If you guys want me to do like a separate video on that, like how much I made or how much I'm making, I will never mention the name of the hospital unless you text me on Instagram or something. I can do that. I can gather like salary inquiries from all my friends working all over the country right now doing their internship. I can do that for you guys if that's what you guys want. Then I'm so sorry. Yeah. So the money is actually not that much. Like they were not lying about the money. You will blow it like the money will you will blow it. Especially like if you're like me that had to move for said internship because I had to move and I'm staying by myself. I'm filling gas, I'm paying for transport and all of that. So the money will finish. Oh, and this hair as well. First time in my life I pay for hair by myself. And that thing to like have like two to five people that you can really talk to. I have 2 to 4 people right now that I can really talk to. Even my organs are actually very nice and welcoming, like I said, in this particular clinic and ward. But I have not heard bad things from other departments as well where I'm working. So have those people that you can like reach out to, especially if like you need assistance because there are really situations whereby you have to do some things alone that you've never done before. But this is my last vlog as well. There was a patient that had no eyeball this thing here, and they gave me an artificial eye, and he came a very small boy and like, oh, the doctor said I should do it, da, 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 da. And I went back and asked him like, oh, can you do it? I was like, yeah, I can do it. Like I could not do it, that was my first time, but I had to say I could do it so they will not disgrace me. And then one of my colleagues was still around, so she was like helping me, and I did it, and like everything sorted itself out. So you guys, I say I really guys, what? I really hope you guys like this video. I don't know, this shout out, there's somebody I'm supposed to do a shout out for somebody. So I'll just put out the name there. So this shout out goes to yeah, because I don't know, I did not go back and check it or not. Thank you so much for watching my video all to the end and using the word stethoscope. The next keyword is going to be microphone. Based on the fact that this my microphone actually caused me a lot of issues right now to click together and these lights and everything. I didn't have lights, so guys, everywhere is dark. I had to wait until that 8 p.m. for them to bring lights. Sort of like y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about that. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.